I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's move on now to page 29 of the Grade 2 Discovering Music Theory workbook. We are now asked to name the keys as shown in exercise 7, so we're going to have to do a little bit of detective work. Sometimes we're going to get a key signature, sometimes we're going to have accidentals instead of a key signature, and we're also now going to have to remember the keys of all of the music that we've covered in the scales of grades 1 and 2. So we're going to have to cover all of the scales, whether it's no sharps, 1, 2, 3 sharps and flats in the key signature. And so we draw into question now all of the knowledge gained so far. So perhaps I'll just work through the first two, unless you feel ready to just go ahead and name these keys. So let's look at exercise 7. So here we are in the bass clef, and here is our clue. We have 2 flats, B flats and E flats. And if you remember from the scales that we've learned in grade 2, that's the key of B flat major. And then here in exercise B, here's our clue. We're in the bass clef and we have a key signature of 1 sharp. 1 sharp is always F sharps, and that's the key of G major. Let's look now at exercise C. In this one, we're going to have to work a little bit harder. We're going to have to look for our clues because there is no key signature, but there are accidentals, and these are our clues. If we look at this and think no key signature, that must be C, we would be wrong because we need to take into account these notes. So here we're in the treble clef, and this is an F sharp. Every good boy deserves football. Here, this is a C sharp, F, A, C sharp, and then here again, we have another C sharp. So we have F sharps and C sharps, and the scale which has a key signature or accidentals of 2 sharps, F sharps and C sharps, is D major. So perhaps now, if you haven't done so already, do now continue to the end of the exercise and do try these final 2 questions. So I'm hoping you've had a go of these, and let's work through these together. So we're in the treble clef and we have these clues to hand. We have an E flat and we have another E flat. And then here we have a B flat, so we have B flats and E flats, and the scale which would have a key signature of B flats and E flats is B flat major. Because a piece of music is just the notes of the scale rearranged in a more melodious manner to create a piece of music. It's got to be using all of the notes of the scale that we are referring to. Of course, later on we'll look at exercises where perhaps the composer throws a few little extra unexpected items, but at present, you know, we can see that we're going to be sticking, and a composer will stick mainly to this key signature, otherwise it would sound quite unusual. Later composers do get a bit more adventurous. However, I digress. Let's now look at this final exercise. We have a key signature here. We're in the treble clef. We have a key signature of F, C, G sharps. 3 sharps is always F, C, G, but we can see if we want to double check, every good boy deserves football, F, A, C, and then that's F, that one is G, one above the F. And we know that the key signature, the scale for 3 sharps, is A major. And finally, we get a little bit of a test at the bottom of the page where we can practice writing the key signatures for ourselves. So we're going to be writing the key signature of A major, which is F sharps, C sharps, G sharps. We're going to be writing the key signature for B flat major, which is B flats and E flats. And we're going to be writing the key signature for E flat major, B flats, E flats, A flats. And we're going to do that in treble clef and bass clef. And this is where you do need a really sharp pencil. I use a mechanical pencil just so it can stay nice and sharp, because your sharps and flats tend to need to be tall and thin, otherwise they just spread too far and they're not accurately placed on the stave, and they just kind of spread and take up too much room at the beginning of a piece of music. We need to get them sort of tall and thin so that they don't take up too much space. So they're sort of more tall and thin, not kind of big, square kind of shapes, as it were. So let's look at A major first. F, C, G. Remember that little sort of zigzag pattern that we need to make. We start with the top F sharp in the treble clef. Every good boy deserves football, F sharp. And then the C sharp is lower in the space, F, A, C, keeping the centre of the space inside the box or the line going through the middle of the sharp. And then the G sharp can just rest on the top. That's F. One higher is G, just going up in that little diagonal. So let's do that in the bass clef now. And in the bass clef, basically everything drops down a line or a space, because now good boys deserve football. There's the F sharp. All cows, there's the C sharp. And then all cows eat grass, there's the G sharp. Let's look at the key signature of B flat major. So let's just draw a little line. So they are done. So B flat major has a key signature of B flats and E flats. Every good boy, that's the treble clef B flat, with the line going through the centre of the flat sort of open space. And then F, A, C, E, there's the E flat, B flats and E flats. So in the bass clef, everything's going to drop down a line or a space. So good boys, there's the B flat. And then all cows eat, there's the E flat, keeping them kind of tall and thin, making sure that the line goes through the centre of the space, or that the space shape doesn't overlap into the lines when it should be on a space. So there's B flat major. Let's do one more bar line. And now we have E flat major. And so it's going to be B flats and E flats plus 1. So we've done the thinking already for those. So there's our B flat and E flat, and then the A flat, the space is spelled face, F-A, there's our A flat, there's our diagonal sort of zigzag pattern. And so again, we've done the work here. There's the bass clef B flat, there's the E flat, and then there's the A flat. Everything's down a line or a space. And if you remember, all cows eat grass, there's the A for the bass clef. So that's that little test completed, that's that page completed, and that's that chapter completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.